Hey guys, my name is Ben.
And my name is Oscar.
And my name is Aiden.
And we're going to talk about Week 6 of the NFL season.
The first game we're going to talk about is the Chiefs versus Bills. Despite offense and the defensive line, Chiefs quarterback Patrick Mahomes throwing more than 100 yards to both Travis Kelce and Juju Smith, the Bills came away with another regular season win at Arrowhead Stadium. The win was far from perfect, and there were miscues on both sides of the ball, including allowing the Chiefs mount a 16-second drive for a field goal at the end of the first half. The Chiefs' defense needed to play more productive with its blitzing against the Bills quarterback Josh Allen. On one of the plays, the Chiefs blitzed Allen with 7 defenders and left him with enough time to throw a dime to Gabe Davis for a touchdown. On the other, they sent 6 but left him enough time to throw a touchdown to Stephon Diggs.
The next game that we are going to talk about is going to be the Cowboys versus the Eagles. Starting off with the Eagles offense, quarterback Jalen Hurts answered the bell. Hurts threw for a pair of touchdowns with no interception against one of the NFL's best defenses, including the game clincher to Devontae Smith midway through the fourth quarter while operating behind an offense line missing 2 of its starters.
Are you going to hurry up, dude? Oh my gosh.
That and the Eagles' 3 defensive takeaways, 2 by C.J. Gardner-Johnson, pushed the Eagles past the Cowboys. And now, with the Cowboys' offense, Cooper Rush did all he could do, winning 4 straight starts after Dak Prescott suffered a fractured right thumb. At some point, it had to come apart, and it did against the Eagles, especially in the first half. Rush's first 2 interceptions of the season turned into 2 points in the second quarter when Philadelphia took a 20-0 lead. The Cowboys made a game of it in the second half, but for all those wondering whether there could be a quarterback controversy, Sunday answered that question. Rush deserves credit for keeping the Cowboys season alive, but it's up to Prescott to make sure they stay in the NFC East race for the rest of the way.
And now on to the next game, being the Bengals versus the Saints. It wasn't a must-win game, but it was one of the Bengals desperately needed after a rough start to the season. New Orleans was without several key offense starters, and playoff teams don't lose 3 games to backup quarterbacks. Bengals quarterback Joe Burrow and wide receiver Jamar Chase delivered the game-winning touchdown late in the fourth quarter to provide Cincinnati a big mid-season boost. And now with the Saints offense, surprisingly, there was some keep on being a bitch. I'll beat your ass.
You won't do nothing.
Okay, all right. We'll see. There was some life in the Saints offense, despite being short at wideout.
Start over.
The whole thing?
Yes.
You gonna edit this?
No, I'm gonna leave it on here for everyone to hear.
Okay, so I'm gonna start.
Hurry up.
Surprisingly, there was some life left in the Saints offense, despite being short at wideout.
You didn't restart.
And now on to the next game, being the Bengals versus the Saints. It wasn't a must-win game, but it was one the Bengals desperately needed after a rough start to the season. New Orleans was without several offensive key starters, and playoff teams don't lose 3 games to backup quarterbacks. Bengals quarterback Joe Burrow and wide receiver Jamar Chase delivered the game-winning touchdown late in the fourth quarter to provide Cincinnati with a mid-season boost. And now with the Saints offense, surprisingly, there was some life in the Saints offense despite being short at wideout. New Orleans didn't have Michael Thomas, Jarvis Landry, Chris Olave, or even Deontay Hardy, and managed to move the chains with unlikely replacements, like explosive rookie Rashid Shaheed. They also continued their luck with the run game, rushing for more than 200 yards as a team, but they kicked too many field goals, and after the defense gave up a late-game touchdown, they couldn't do enough to come back. Thank you for listening to our podcast. Please make sure to come back for next week for more NFL Weekly News. Bye.
Bye.